So ESPN yesterday, I think it was Seth Walder. Was that who it was?
Correct.
Seth Walder of ESPN wrote a column, and he picked a core for each team, a core of 5 players. In other words, he picked the 5 best players, or at least who he sees as the 5 best players on each team, and then ranked all 32 teams based on their 5 best players. Obviously, position played a role in the rankings. Like if your quarterback doesn't make the list, it's going to knock you down a little bit. For example, I think San Francisco, I believe, finished 10th or whatever, where they might have the best non-quarterback roster in the league.
Man.
And obviously, age of your best players factors in, and whatever else. He gave a little write-up on each one. So let's see. We see where the Browns were, and then we'll see the whole list, right?
Yes, I'll give you the Browns core.
Yeah.
I'll give you Seth Walder's reasoning for putting the Browns where he did. Then we're going to run through all 32, and then we'll discuss whether or not the Browns were properly ranked, underrated, or overrated. So the 5 players that Seth Walder chose to include in the Browns core includes Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Joel Bitonio, and Denzel Ward.
Now,
no real arguments on the 5 he chose.
You mind if we comment on this for a second before we move on to the next thing? Is there an argument for anybody else right now to be in the Browns core of 5 best players?
Probably not.
Now, in fairness,
I mean, Amari Cooper,
if we're basing it on last year, Deshaun Watson should not be on the list.
Yeah, but let's be realistic.
If he's not one of their 5 best players, then they're screwed.
Right.
Yes.
You could theoretically swap Amari Cooper for Denzel Ward.
I thought Cooper for Bitonio.
Oh, no. You think Ward's better than Bitonio?
Do I think Ward is better than Bitonio? I think when he's on the field, he's more impactful, yes. I think a lockdown corner is more impactful than a guard. No,
you use the Bulls. You use the Bulls logic. I like that. Quarterback is the most important, right?
Well,
he just told you that.
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to take someone off the list, a guard versus a receiver, I like the list. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, you could make a case for Cooper.
Positions.
You could. I would. If I would seriously consider putting Cooper over Ward and not Bitonio, but I get where you're coming from because of position. In the end, I think that list is good.
We can live with that.
It's a good list, and they're all good players.
Yeah.
With some of them are great players, and some of them have the potential to be great, and hopefully Deshaun Watson will get back to being great this year. Mikey, go ahead. Give the full list now.
Yeah, so I'm going to read you the reasoning for why he ranked the Browns at number 11.
Right.
And then we'll go through the entire 1 through 32 to determine whether or not the Browns are properly ranked, ranked too high, too low. But here's Seth Walder's reasoning for putting the Browns at number 11. These are his words from the ESPN article. A few years ago, this group could have challenged for the number 1 spot in these rankings. But after Watson played so poorly in his return to football in 2022, posting a total QBR of 38, it's fair to wonder whether he holds the rest of the players on this list back heading into 2023. If he gets back to his Houston level of play, Cleveland would fly up the list. That was Seth Walder of ESPN. Now, to give you guys context, he ranked the Browns number 11.
Right.
And we're going to run through 1 through 32, then we'll discuss. Here's who we put 1 through 5. Steve, you can take it full. At number 1, the defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City. Cincinnati at number 2. Philadelphia at 3, Miami at 4, Buffalo at 5. Here, 6 through 10, you have Dallas, the Chargers, the Jets at 8, the Ravens at 9, and San Francisco at 10. Then the Browns coming in at number 11, Jacksonville at 12, Minnesota, Seattle, and the Giants rounding out 12 through 15. You have the Saints at 16, the Raiders at 17, Lions at 18, Steelers, the lowest AFC North team, at 19, and the Denver Broncos at 20. We have 12 more to go. The Rams, Titans, Panthers, Packers, and Bears go 21 through 25. And the last 7, the Bucs at 26, the Patriots at 27, the Commanders at 28, Texans at 29, the Colts at 30, the Falcons at 31, and the Cardinals at 32.
Tough spot for the Cardinals when you're paying your quarterback that much money.
I know.
And you're ranked dead last.
Even though I remember reading this, even though Murray's going to miss most of the season, he actually included him on the list.
Yeah.
I actually think the list is very well done. If Deshaun Watson, in his analysis of the Browns, it says if Deshaun Watson plays like Houston Deshaun Watson, the Browns will fly up the list.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. I thought if Deshaun Watson, if we put in the assumption, which is unfair, but if you put in the assumption that Deshaun Watson plays Houston level, I would have them 4th, actually, behind only Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Philadelphia. I'd have the Browns up to 4 if Watson plays at that level.
Miami felt really high to me.
Where's Miami?
6? Were they 6?
Miami was number 4, and they're 5. I'll tell you who they have in their.
Can I guess?
Yeah, because it's hard without seeing who the 5 are.
Yeah,
so it's Waddle, Hill.
Correct.
Tua.
Correct.
Ramsey.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, good call.
I forgot about Ramsey.
Who's their 5th guy? I don't know.
Teron Armstead, the offensive tackle.
Okay.
And here's what Seth Walder wrote. Their average core age, 27.6, which is on the lower end of the age spectrum. Mm-hmm. And Walder says the Dolphins' offensive core proved its potential in 22. When all 4 of Tua, Hill, Waddle, and Armstead were on the field, the team averaged a massive 0.24 EPA per play. For context, the Chiefs led the league with a 0.17 EPA per play overall. Add
Most
Ramsey in
people
to
don't know what
spice
the
up
hell
in the
that means,
defense,
but
and this core looks
Expected
dangerous.
points
added.
Yeah. That's all well and good, but that's awfully high.
It comes down to what do you think of Tua? Some people, obviously Seth Walder's one of them, like Tua a lot and think he's really good.
Are we sure he can survive a season?
Well, we're not, but we're not sure. You know, it's a lot of speculating. But
he punished the Browns for Deshaun's play, but he's not dinging Miami for Tua's health history?
But Tua played well when he was healthy.
Okay, but he did, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you can count on him going forward. He's one hit away from retirement. Like, I don't think that's hyperbole.
I don't either.
Yeah, who was 5th?
Buffalo. Josh Allen, Stephon
Zero
Diggs,
chance I'm putting
Von
Miami
Miller,
above Buffalo.
Tre'Davious White, and Matt Milano.
I'm down on Buffalo a little bit, but
Yeah.
no way I'm putting Miami over Buffalo.
The dangerous part about it is,
Ultimately, it comes to the
I know
big
we're just talking
quarterback.
about the top 5 players.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
right.
And not the whole roster. But Buffalo felt like they were screwing around with Miami that whole playoff game. You know, like they weren't even playing well. And they still just, like, at the end said, okay, let's
but
win
Tua
at the
didn't
end.
play that game.
Did he,
playoff game?
Did he play
Tua didn't play that game. Tua's
No,
not.
Tua played, didn't he?
I thought he did.
I
Check
can't
that
remember
math.
now.
Yeah, I don't
Check
Check
that
it out.
math.
There was another team that was really, who was like, can I see 6 through 10? Because there was another team I thought that was really high. Miami, there's 3 that jumped out to me as way too high. Miami,
The Ravens, maybe. I mean,
well, the Saints at 16, I don't know what they've done to justify being in the top half.
Or
middle of the pack.
The Jets is
Jaguars
slightly-
at 12. I don't like Jags at
The
12.
Jets is kind of high, man.
I mean,
The Jets
the
are
Jets
high.
have the offensive and defensive rookie of the
they
year.
rookies though.
Right, I know, but
I assume they have Rodgers in their 5 for the Jets. They have to.
sure.
And the running back coming back from injury.
I don't know if they have him on the list.
No, and this is funny because the Jets core is
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, who's obviously 39, very
Right.
old. Then you
Garrett
have
Wilson.
Sauce Gardner,
Yep.
defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams, who's about to be the highest paid defensive
he's really
tackle
good.
in football, who's only 25. Garrett Wilson, offensive rookie of the year.
Fantastic.
And Elijah Vera Tucker, the third-year guard.
Yeah, I
who's-
don't know enough about him, but
He was a first-round pick who's super highly rated by PFF.
they have a standout defensive lineman, a standout offensive lineman, a standout corner, and a standout wide receiver. The question is Aaron Rodgers again? It's all his. I think the list overall is pretty good. I actually would have Baltimore a little. I think I'd have San Fran 9, the Browns 10, and Baltimore 11. I'm fine with where Miami is. I would put them a little lower. I agree with you. I would put Buffalo ahead of them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change them that much. And I'm not huge on Tua, but
If you take a look at the Browns roster and look who they had, Nick Chubb is rated the 3rd best running back according to PFF. Myles Garrett is rated the number 1 edge rusher.
Right.
PFF. Joe Bitonio is the number 2 interior lineman.
yeah.
Right?
Right.
If you swap out Denzel Ward, who is 88th overall in
Right.
terms of score,
Yeah.
and you put in Amari Cooper, who is 15th, all of a sudden you got Browns players at the top.
Right. But Deshaun Watson was what?
But Deshaun Watson, he probably, to me, I would give him an NA.
What's that, Mike?
Skylar Thompson played in the playoff game, not Tua.
Told
Oh,
you.
yeah.
He didn't play.
Yeah, that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Now, again, maybe he's not factoring in injuries because anybody can get hurt.
Sure, but I'm more likely to get hurt than Josh Allen. And you know what I mean? Like, some guys are more, and we've seen, I mean, Tua has a pretty long, I don't know. We're splitting hairs.
No,
But I
get
just
what
think
you're
that's way
saying.
too high for Miami.
I would put Buffalo ahead of them. I think the last few years it's been fashionable to pick Buffalo, and now I think it's fashionable to kick Buffalo
yes.
right now.
If I was to say, if I would pick, what's the names? The Dolphins skill players over the Bills. I'll take their skill players.
To me, the gap ultimately the biggest factor is the quarterback to me when you're doing a core. And so Josh Allen to me is a lot better than Tua, and that's ultimately why. Yes, I agree with you. But Stephon Diggs is just as good as the Dolphins' two receivers.
Agreed.
Dolphins have a better.
They don't have a number two.
They don't have a number two guy,
right.
but the fourth and fifth players on that list, I don't know. Who knows? But Allen versus Tua to me is a big edge for Buffalo.
And where are the 49ers?
They're 10 because they don't have a quarterback.
Hey,
right.
Now, and G. Bush, their core: Bosa, Trent Williams, McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Fred Warner.
That's
they don't even have the quarterback on the list.
They've got to be the only team of the top 10 without a quarterback in there.
That is a top 5. Listen,
but you can't. But you're down there because a quarterback plays too big a role.
I'm putting them over the Cowboys automatically. They're out of here. Like the Cowboys that high on that list, and they got Dak Prescott, who's done nothing. Nothing. What are you talking? No.
Well, I mean, in fairness, Deshaun Watson's done nothing. Lamar Jackson's done nothing.
But the Browns is
Tua's done nothing.
But the Browns are appropriately located. I wouldn't advocate for the Browns being a top 5 roster.
Fair.
But
Tua's done nothing.
Yeah,
they're fourth.
That's nuts.
That is high.
Yeah,
that's high. But I mean, the Niners is loaded, bro.
I just think the Niners. If you did this exercise and didn't include quarterbacks, the Niners to me would be one.
Yeah, if you took just. And obviously, you
because all 5 of those players you mentioned, now Kittle has injury issues,
but they're all top 3, 4
but they're
at their
all
position.
top 5 at their position.
If you were to use, and this is not, I'm not advocating to use Madden rankings by any means to do a core ranking, but all 4 of those guys, all 5 of those guys are 95, 96, 97s. You look at the other teams in the top 5, even though some of their positional values and importance on the field may be higher, like a Dak Prescott's not equally as good as a quarterback as Trent Williams.
But if you look at it, like you, Dak Prescott, these guys, look where Brock Purdy was. He finished 13th.
You know, I was just going to say that.
He played lights out.
Brock Purdy played very well. Now, the assumption is that because he was a 7th-round pick and because it's the Niners, that it's an anomaly. Right. And it might be. However, this idea that everybody that plays for Shanahan plays great may be the stupidest take I've ever heard.
Trey Lance
didn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Still ain't doing nothing.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the only quarterback that's played well in San Francisco before Purdy for Shanahan.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Garoppolo was clearly a game manager. He wasn't putting up big stats. He won games. Kudos to him.
Yeah.
This kid Purdy put up huge numbers. Now, he's got to prove it again, especially because he was a late-round pick. But who's to say he's not the next? Every once in a while, I'm not saying he's going to be Brady. Let me make that clear.
Obviously.
But yes, every once in a while, there's a quarterback drafted late that becomes a good NFL player. It happened with Brady. It's happened, not to the Brady level, but to some degree with Kirk Cousins. I know he was the 7th-round pick.
Tony Romo.
If Brock Purdy does it again this year, if I'm them, if Purdy's healthy, I'm 100% starting him over Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah.
I just found a little.
I don't care what I gave up for.
I got a trivia question.
Yeah.
There's a quarterback out here where you would never expect to do this. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the PFF grades last year, this quarterback had a better passer rating than Tua, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Purdy we just talked about, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Had a better quarterback rating or a better PFF grade?
PFF grade. And Dak Prescott.
Who?
He had.
I know where you're going with this, G. And that's a dirty trick to play on people.
It's your boy, my man and your man, Jacoby Brissett. Do you know he finished last year with the 6th highest PFF grade?
What was his passing grade specifically? I don't care.
75.2.
What's that?
75.2.
Where does he rank in just passing?
75, just 0.2. Let's give you that.
Because his overall grade, I don't give a crap about.
He came in 12th.
All right. Well, that's not bad. 12.
That ain't bad at all.
It does create some. It does make you look at PFF and say,
But
I like PFF.
Hey, his run grade is a 91.5. All them sneaks, bull.
Yeah, right. That's why the total grade doesn't matter. To me, it's just the passing grade.
Well, a couple things. One, I've always said people put way too much stock in PFF. Way too much stock. But the flip side of that is Kevin Stefanski's not that bad, guys. Like,
you
if
snuck
he
that
can
one
get-
in. I knew he was. I didn't
If
see
he
it.
can get that out of Jacoby Brissett,
I think
if he
we-
can make Baker look competent, guys, like, open your eyes. I've been trying to tell you.
I think we all agree that Jacoby Brissett played as well as
Yes.
we could have expected.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Better.
I don't think anybody
better than I
disagrees with that.
expected. I'm not saying he's a top 10 NFL quarterback, but he was better than I thought.
No, he was way better than any of us realistically thought he would.
Very
be.
sneaky. Very sneaky.
Where was Baker Mayfield in those passer rankings?
Pass. Oh, this
Was he ahead of anybody?
Let me see where
I did a
Baker's
Baker
at.
tweet for the first time in months yesterday, and 2 people got so mad at me.
Well,
37th.
I did catch 37th.
37th?
There's only 32 teams.
How many guys are on the list?
Hold on. Let me go back. Make sure.
Did you notice the Bucks 26th with Baker? 26th on that list.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Baker's not even. Is Baker even in the list?
Is he on there 5?
He
You
can't.
guys are gonna hate this.
Yeah.
It's higher than
And when I
Deshaun
say
Watson.
this,
Oh God.
I'm glad G said it.
Go ahead. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
G
Watson,
just
was,
said it.
Watson was behind Baker.
That's rough.
Watson sucked.
It was
Yeah,
a
he did.
50. No, is that run or pass? That's pass.
Yeah.
So 51.6
Yeah.
for Deshaun Watson, a 52.2
Yeah, they both sucked ass.
for one Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield.
they both sucked ass last year.
But Baker's overall grade was a 50,
Yeah, you can't run.
and Deshaun was with 55. So,
Yeah, there you go.
So real quick, so we
Yeah.
have now surveyed the NFL landscape.
Yes.
The Browns came in at 11. Bull, you have no issue with where they're ranked. G, you had no issue with where they're ranked. Jason, are you in line with Bull and G that 11 feels about right for the Browns core?
Yeah, give or take 1 or 2 spots. I don't think that's far off. I was curious. I never asked about who were in the Ravens' top 5, just out of curiosity.
The players?
Lamar.
Yeah, obviously Lamar.
Lamar, Mark Andrews, Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith, and Ronnie Staley.
No Odell? $15 million Odell?
Nah,
He's not in their top 5?
That's actually a sneaky good list right there.
No,
I mean,
they-
Marlon Humphrey is
they're
one of the
good.
best corners in the league.
Yep.
Mark Andrews, after Kelsey, is probably the best tight end in the league. Yeah, maybe Kittle if he's healthy. Ronnie Stanley's a great offensive lineman, and then Roquan Smith had a huge impact. Their defense
Yeah.
was way
would,
better with
I'd
him.
leave the Ravens
Y'all
above the
scared-
Browns
Yeah,
right now.
I said the Browns should be higher, but again, it's all about Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun plays like Houston Deshaun, the Browns are a top five core.
Yeah.
If they don't,
Y'all scared of the Ravens? Like do the Ravens?
Yes, of course. Yes.
scared of the Ravens.
Yes.
Yes. Like,
I'm scared of every team in the division. Are you kidding me?
by the way, they should have put Justin Tucker in that list. That dude is a bona fide weapon of mass destruction.
That's true.
Yeah.
If he lines up, you're gone.
Yeah.
If he's on the field, you're dead.
It's like Jordan on the court with 3 seconds
3
left,
seconds,
man.
you might as well turn the TV off. Just go hang out with the kids outside, bro. It's over.
Yeah, I mean,
He's that good. I'd trade a first-round pick for him.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
first round pick.
First.
Yes.
First.
For Justin Tucker?
Yes.
Have y'all lost your damn mind?
No. You know, NFL games come down to 3 points or less.
All the time.
Every game. He's the best to ever do it.
You see how many times he done beat us by himself?
How many first-round picks bust compared to a dude that you know if you're 55 and in, he's going to make it 9 times out of 10?
Random guards and tackles. We drafted 2 linemen. Cam Irving,
Just because you've made bad
Danny
picks
Shelton?
first round pick.
But picks in general in the first round, what's the hit rate? What's the hit rate on a first-round pick in the NFL?
I'm not trading a first round pick for a kid.
Oh, I would.
that dude-
I would.
that dude-
That's
that
the
dude-
only one I would.
Yeah,
but
that's
for him,
it.
yes.
Jaden Kelsey got picked up in the first
That
round.
was stupid.
Hey, listen, Phil, look,
That was stupid. And he was a good kicker.
You wouldn't trade a first-round pick for a Hall of Famer,
Bro.
Okay.
He's not going to be in the Hall. He shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I would never put
Justin Tucker?
I mean, he's going to be in the Hall
That's
of
a
Fame.
bad take, Bull.
But I would never put any kickers or punters. in the
I
Hall
would
of
trade a
Fame.
first-round pick
They're
for a
not real
Hall of
players.
Famer all the
It's
time.
not really football.
You know,
Every
you
time.
know how many points this man put on the board? Like, think about it. If you had a defense, right, it would change the way you played, period. You would not be, if you had a dominant defense in Justin Tucker, which the Ravens have done, they're just going to be good.
Was Tucker the kicker when they won the Super Bowl? Or
Yeah, I think so.
The
he
most
there
recent one
already?
with Joe
Now I'm-
Flacco?
Huh?
The most recent one with Joe
Yeah.
Flacco? Yeah.
No, they won from 20 years ago.
He could have been that too.
I think Matt Stover was the only leftover player that won a championship in 2001, I think. The kicker for the Browns. I think he was the only overhaul. But, yeah, Tucker's been here all the time. I mean, he's kicking.
No, I didn't remember what year
Yeah, he
was
was
his rookie year.
he was the Super Bowl kicker that year.
Okay.
He's a 5-time all-team first
I mean,
team
he's a great
all-pro
player. He
and a
is a Hall
3-time
of
second
Famer.
team.
If you're going to put kickers in there, obviously you put him.
If you
He's the
can't put
best.
kickers in the Hall of Fame, then don't put closers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's not a good comparison.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is. They
That's
pitched
true.
1 inning. They pitched 1 inning.
Maybe
Well,
a couple.
lot of the closers in the Hall of Fame pitched more than 1 inning back in the day.
All right, fair, true. But the closers like Rivera and on pitch 1 inning. If you're going to put them in the Hall of Fame, you got to put kickers in the Hall of Fame.
If it's late in the game, there's two people I fear.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and Justin Tucker. Because if they
I put Mahomes on that list.
Justin Tucker more than Mahomes?
Well, yeah, I kind of left Mahomes out of there, but yeah, obviously Pat Mahomes is the new Tom Brady.
I can't do it, man.
You know how many
first round
games
pick
you
you
just
If you're on the field and
You-
on the team and cashing a check,
Bengals,
you're in the
it's
league
silly.
and you're
What do you mean?
eligible.
the Bengals. Listen, think about it.
Bengals have a great kicker.
I know. I'm saying
They didn't have to use a first-round pick on
How
them.
many times have you played? We for the Browns' perspective and the Bengals'
Bengals
perspective.
kicker the year they went to the Super Bowl made every kick, made every field goal.
Yep.
But when
They drafted him in the 6th round or 5th round.
How-
Okay, when
How
Brock
co-
Purdy was drafted in the 7th, doesn't matter where you're taking.
how confident are you if he gets on the field? Like, if you're watching the Bengals, Justin Tucker rolls out there, you're like, damn. We done messed-
The Bengals kicker wasn't as good last year. He missed some kicks, but generally, for the most part, I'm confident he's going to make that kick.
I'm talking about how confident are you that you're going to lose if Justin Tucker's lining up.
Yeah, I think it's over. Didn't he miss a big kick last year, though?
He did. He missed a kick here.
He missed a kick
He
here.
missed 2 here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys, I think, are crazy, but you maybe not, because the Browns have wasted a lot of picks on shitty players. So.
Yes.